Rome. The name conjures up images of gladiators, emperors, and pasta so good it could make you weep. It's a city dripping in history, culture, and unfortunately, hordes of sweaty tourists. We've all seen the postcards, the sun-drenched Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain sparkling like a diamond. But lately, whispers of discontent have been rippling through the travel blogs and TripAdvisor reviews. Turns out, experiencing Rome's magic isn't always as simple as tossing a coin in a fountain. Instead of La Dolce Vita, many tourists are finding themselves stuck in a real-life version of Dante's Inferno: long lines, overpriced meals, and enough pushing and shoving to make a gladiator blush. So, what's the deal? Is Rome just a victim of its own hype? Or are there deeper issues at play here? Let's grab a gelato, hopefully not overpriced, and dig in. One of the biggest complaints from tourists is the sheer volume of people. Imagine trying to appreciate the Sistine Chapel while being jostled by 1,000 selfie sticks. Not exactly the spiritual awakening you were hoping for, is it? And then there's the language barrier. While many Romans speak English, venturing off the beaten path can feel like stepping into a game of charades. One TripAdvisor review lamented, trying to order a simple coffee felt like negotiating a peace treaty. It's easy to see why tourists leave feeling frustrated. Trying to navigate a new city is hard enough without feeling like you're in a real-life game of Frogger. Let's be honest, traveling is rarely easy on the wallet, but Rome seems to take it to a whole new level. From the exorbitant cost of a cup of coffee near a tourist site, to the sneaky Coperto charge that mysteriously appears on your bill, it feels like every corner you turn, there's another opportunity to get fleeced. One disgruntled tourist wrote, "I paid 10 euros for a bottle of water that I could have sworn was just tap water with a fancy label. Ouch." Another shared, 20 euros for a mediocre pizza? I've had better at Domino's. Look, we all know tourist traps exist, but in Rome it feels like the entire city is one giant cobblestone tourist trap. And that's enough to leave even the most seasoned traveler feeling a little bit bitter. Section 4. Behind the facade, why Rome might disappoint. So why is the reality of Rome so different from the fantasy? Well, for starters, Rome is old, like really old. Centuries of history are crammed into a relatively small space, and it's simply not built for the modern influx of visitors. The infrastructure is struggling to keep up, and the city is grappling with how to preserve its heritage while also accommodating the needs of millions of tourists. Then there's the issue of over-tourism itself. When a city is inundated with visitors, it's bound to put a strain on resources, drive up prices, and create a less than ideal experience for everyone involved. It's like inviting your entire extended family over for Thanksgiving dinner every single day. Sure, you love them, but after a while you just want everyone to go home and give you some space. Section 5. Tips for navigating the Roman reality. Okay, so maybe Rome isn't the picture-perfect paradise we see in the movies. But don't despair. There are ways to experience the magic of Rome without losing your sanity or your life savings. First off, timing is everything. Avoid peak season like the plague. Consider visiting during the shoulder seasons, spring or fall, when the crowds are smaller and the weather is still pleasant. Second, do your research. Rome is a city full of hidden gems, so venture beyond the Colosseum and the Trevi Fountain, explore the charming neighborhood of Trastevere, wander through the ancient ruins of the Roman Forum, or get your art fix at the Galleria Borghese. And finally, embrace the chaos. Rome is a city that thrives on its energy, so try to go with the flow. Don't be afraid to get lost in the labyrinthine streets, strike up a conversation with a local barista, and savor every bite of that overpriced pizza, even if it's not as good as Domino's. Section 6, a love-hate letter to Rome. Let's be real, Rome is a bit like that friend we all have. Incredibly charming, undeniably captivating, but also a little bit messy and prone to dramatic outbursts. You might love it, you might hate it, but one thing's for sure, you'll never forget it. So the next time you're planning a trip to the Eternal City, go in with your eyes wide open. Expect the crowds, expect the costs, and expect the occasional dose of chaos. But also, expect to be amazed, because despite its flaws, Rome is still Rome. And that, my friends, is something truly special.